Good day and welcome to your fresh edition of Sport Wrap. This is your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, updating you on the latest news. And now for your latest on the hit list. Life Fighters Football Club today announced that their replicas are expected to be in Namibia in 2 weeks' time. The message comes after football fans inquired about the new replicas which the club unveiled about a fortnight ago. Club spokesperson Terry Uyamba is confident that the team will receive stock and the fans have been encouraged to remain patient while the much anticipated jerseys arrive. The club's move was inspired by the fact that they wanted a new look in order to drive their marketing strategy in a bid to professionalize and make the club a commercial brand. Let us now hear from Uyamba.
My name is Terry Uyamba, the commercial director of Life Fighters Football Club, and we really have received legions of inquiries regarding our replicas for this season. We just want to inform our sympathizers, the supporters, and all the folklores of Kahirona Football Club that we are expecting our consignment to arrive in the country not later than the second week of October. So bear with us as we are moving along with this moving train of the Purple Project.
We hope that the Kahirona brand will be able to enjoy their replica jerseys there. The fourth Bank Windhoek match day of Fistball League took place at SFC as SFC 1 secured first place in the National League A, while Escavia 2 also defended its lead in the National League B even after a defeat against SFC A. Escavia A also remains in the lead in the under-18 category with a flawless record of 3-0 wins. In the reigning champions, CFC 1 underlined their title ambitions in the National League A. The preliminary round for the Blue Whites come to an end with a maximum points yield of 36 points after 4 matches. The most exciting game of the day was played between Escavia 1 and SFC 1. SFC 1 took the lead, but Escavia 1 turned the game around and led 2-1 in the sets. In the middle of the fourth set, defense player Hancho Locke from SFC 1 was injured and had to be substituted. Since SFC 1 only had 4 players, everything looked like a victory for the Green Whites. The young team fought even harder and managed to equalize the set. On to the next news. Secretary General of Namibia Motorsport Federation Derek Jacobs is promising fireworks at this year's top sport event. Journalist Tilman van Liel was with Jacobs and brings this for us.
Derek Jacobs, NMSF Secretary General. We're today here to Enduro, but we're not going to talk Enduro now. We're going to have something to say about next week's, over 3 weeks, 2 weeks, the Fort and Friends Speed Festival of Windhoek Motor Club. We have visitors from Angola and South Africa coming. How's things going?
Planning is at an advanced stage. Everybody's excited. Unfortunately, some of the sponsors didn't come through, but we are still awaiting. There is a prospective sponsor, but it might just be a bit too late for the event. But there's big excitement because of the funding. They've had to ask some of the competitors to stay behind in Cape Town because originally there were 44 cars and they're now fighting as to who's going to come because everybody still wants to come. So I think we're still going to see a big field. There's about 25 cars from Namibia alone, plus almost 40 from South Africa, and then there's another 15 from Angola. So we're looking at over 60 cars, and I think this is going to be the biggest racing event Namibia's ever seen.
Yeah, Derek, what I discovered is that there's already of the cars from Angola that's in Windhoek.
Yes, some of the cars are here already, as they are having work done here in Namibia, because you know it's difficult to get things into Angola. So those cars are going to stay here for a little while and race here at the same time
as well. Derek, what can we expect on that particular Saturday when the real racing starts? I mean, on the Friday is the practice round and qualifying, But on Saturday morning, the real McCoy is going to appear.
I would actually say that if you want to see the racing, you should be there from Friday afternoon already when there's qualifying, because I don't think we've seen anything like this in Namibia before. But yes, you're right, Saturday, we're looking at 10 heats. Each category or class will have 3 heats each. Plus, there's going to be a King of the Tony Wrist racetrack at the end of the day, which is going to be spectacular because all those cars are fast and the Namibians are not going to be outdone as well. So I think we're going to see some awesome racing.
Yes. Derek, so Saturday morning about from 10 o'clock?
I would actually say get there early. Because I think you must be at Tony Wrist 8 o'clock already, because there's going to be a lot of people.
For a good spot.
Yes, people have already inquired about tickets. Tickets will be on sale from Monday. There's 4 service stations. I don't have the names of the stations just yet, but just watch the press and listen to the radio. But tickets will be available from Monday.
Okay. And on Friday afternoon, when do they start with the practicing?
They're going to start practicing 10 o'clock in the morning, which is free practice on Friday. And then after lunchtime, they're going to start with qualifying, and then we'll finish by 3:30, 4 o'clock on Friday. Then there's going to be a meet and greet at the track, because Friday evening's also drag racing. So there'll be action at the track. This is why I said, don't only come Saturday, come Friday as well, because there'll be a meet and greet at Tony Wrist for the drivers and the cars. Then some classic cars are also going to Old Wheelers, because they're having a classic car auction Friday evening at Old Wheelers, and they've asked that 3 of the racing cars and some of the drivers come there as well.
Derek, thank you very much for your time. I'm Tilman van Lille for MTV. Till next time, goodbye.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Tilman, for that. Motorsport is moving ahead indeed. We will now visit the marketplace before we bring you the spotlight.
Spring into savings at Vurman Brock. Get 1.5 kg Real Good Mixed Chicken for $64.99. 5 kg Champion Super Maize for $54.99. 1 liter First Choice UHT milk for $19.99. 1 liter Nam milk or Maire or Oshikandela for $26.99. Plus 2 kg Nga hand washing powder for $38.99. Visit VurmanBrock.com to see our full range of spring specials at WB. We care.
On today's Spotlight, we take a look at the latest from Namibia's brave gladiators, who have a date set with Gambia on Thursday in an African Women Cup of Nations qualifier. The match taking place in Morocco will see the 2 teams battling it out in what is expected to be a tough encounter over 2 legs. Here is some off footage from Morocco, prepared to you by the NFA media.
Okay, my name is Beheli, and I'm really happy to be in Morocco. It is not really my first call up, but just put it in the work and just focus.
Bit. I know it wasn't easy, but I like the fact that you guys were pushing. Millicent, welcome. Anyway, welcome. You're always part of the team. We appreciate you guys honoring the call up. We can just do it together. Our mission is not done yet. Yeah, from here, guys, I need you guys to start concentrating. It's every day coming closer to the next to our mission. So please focus, start focusing so that we can be on the same wavelength. We won't do much today, but we just do something active.
Okay.
So please start your 10 minutes, jog slow, relaxed, just so that you can get back into that. All right? So we start. And that,
Yes.
that,
Quick.
One, two. Ah! I was two as well.
Yeah.
We will once again visit the marketplace before the spotlight continues, and this time it is with Ricardo Manetti. We are just 4 months away from the brave Warriors of Namibia making their 4th appearance at the Africa Cup of Nations. The giants of African football will be clashing for the continent's most prestigious football trophy in Côte d'Ivoire in January. The Lions are expected to roar and the Elephants are set to trumpet as some of Africa's biggest football nations go head-to-head. The draw has yet to take place, but there is no easy way out when top African teams meet. In the midst of the excitement over the forthcoming competition, the national team's former coach feels that the brave Warriors will be stronger than ever as they come up against the odds at AFCON. The legend himself, Ricardo Manetti, who took part as a coach in the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations, feels the team has stronger players, have more experienced players than they have ever had before. It always took Namibia about 10 years to qualify to the tournament. However, this time around, they did it just from 2019 to 2023. In 2024, they will be competing, that it is at the AFCON. Ricardo Manetti himself, who was a coach in 2019, feels like most of the players that come into the ranks are new players and they need actually to gain that experience on the field. He believes that the team currently has some consistency and that the fact that a few players that will be in the team this time around have played at AFCON before. The likes of Ronald Keshiere were called up by Colin Benjamin. Lloyd Kadapa will be among those players that will compete at this next year's Africa Cup of Nations. Colin Benjamin has all the choices to make before the competition begins in January, and Manetti feels that he will need the backing, that is, of Namibian corporate and the Namibian government to ensure that Namibia plays a few friendly matches before the tournament begins. We will now visit the marketplace, and after that it is Le Rugby Joel. Stay tuned. Now Namibia has a date set that is with France, a very important World Cup match. They will be playing the host nation. Well, Ariochart today was at the announcement that is of the Namibian squad ahead of the big clash. And we bring this to you from France.
Good day everyone. International sports news related to the Rugby World Cup 2023 in France, here in Marseille. That is the big game coming up on Thursday. It is Namibia facing the host France, a big task for them, made even more difficult, and that is with the inclusion of a very strong team for France for this game. And they included their captain again, that is Antoine Dupont, probably the best scrum half in world rugby at the moment, and also Jonathan Danfrey. He is the influential centre. He was injured for the first 2 games for France. He recovered from a thigh injury and is back in action in the midfield to play against Namibia on Thursday. Also, Namibia announced their team, and it is Jacques Tron that will start on the scrum half position, and also Jacques van der Westhuizen will be the hooker, and it is Johan Deysel that will remain the captain from the centre position. We also spoke to coach Alistair Coetzee and asked Alistair Coetzee just his thoughts on this game. Die onderhoud was gedoen in Afrikaans, so kom ons hoor wat sê Alistair Coetzee.
Marseille is 'n ongelooflike veld en 'n ongelooflike stadion. Jy weet, so weer eens die spelers en die span wat ek kies was is en jy weet, gee vir ons die beste moontlike opsie om te kan vertoon môre. Jy weet, ons wil nog steeds seker maak elke speler gebruik die geleentheid om homself in die finale span te speel. Ek dink die hoofdoel of die fokus, en ek dink seker maar Uruguay en ook is ons, jy weet, en vir ons is dit hulle, jy weet, maar ons kyk nie ver vooruit nie, ons fokus op Frankryk, en ons wil seker maak dat hierdie spelers die beste geleentheid kry om donderdag 'n groot vertoning te lewer.
Dis 'n kort aantal dae tussen wedstryde. Die span en die herstel van die span, gelukkig daarmee.
Ja, ons het seker gemaak dat ons 'n bietjie vars lywe kies, jy weet, en ander spelers wat nou agtereenvolgens gespeel het, net die skete en die stampe en die stote om dit te kan oorkom. En maar ook, jy weet, ons wil graag spelers ook beloon vir harde werk op die veld, in die oefenveld, jy weet, en manne die geleentheid gee om jy weet, hulle in die laaste wedstryd kan inspeel. Ons het nog 'n goeie voorbereiding gehad, het ontsettend hard gereën gister. Ons het 'n binnenshuise sessie gehad en die clarity in hoe ons wil speel teen die Franse het baie sterk deurgekom, en ek dink die ouens op 'n goeie plek.
That the view from coach Alistair Coetzee, coach of Namibian rugby team. The kick-off Thursday evening, that is Namibian time, and Marseille time is 9 p.m. Also, Rugby World Cup news from England is that they do have a selection challenge, and that is because Owen Farrell is available again to play. George Ford, in his absence, did very well in the first 2 Rugby World Cup games for England, and they play against England that play against Chile on Saturday. Not sure who they will select, if it's Owen Farrell again or George Ford. And similar for South Africa, also it is Andre Pollard that is in the squad again. Not sure if he will start or be in the team to play against Ireland. That is on Saturday in Paris. That's Rugby World Cup news. Ari Hougaard for Sportrap in Marseille.
Thank you so much, Ari. I hope by the time you return, you will be able to say a few words that is in French. I'm sure that you are learning a couple of them with the atmosphere electric that is in France there. We wish Namibia the best of luck. Well, still in Le Rugby Joel, sportsmanship has proven to be one of the greatest honors in sport, and this week we witnessed something of that nature. Andon Leonard Brown visited Le Rogues Milan, who picked up a serious injury in their match on Friday night. Here is footage from courtesy of New Zealand Rugby and Rugby World Cup.
Come to the hospital to see Leroux, the 12 for Namibia. Obviously he had a pretty horrific injury when we played them, so say hi.
Hey brother, what's happening?
Hey, how you going?
How's it going, Gio? Good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, good.
I appreciate this so much, bro. Seriously.
Injury turned out to be like so much better than initially thought, bro.
Yeah.
I thought maybe the tibia was off, but it's only 4 to 6 months, which is unreal.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Still a big injury, but
yeah, of course. Seeing my ankle like that was obviously very weird, but
yeah.
yeah, I mean, it turned out to be way better than I thought it would be. My left foot slid, and I think my right foot was caught like sort of in the ground already. So when I made that initial contact with Bowden, I guess I just like all of it just basically snapped. Yeah. So it's literally a freak injury.
How old are you, bro?
24 now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Still got plenty of rugby to play.
Still a lot of rugby to play, bro. Still young. Yeah, bro.
Old Fiji going right, eh?
Yeah. Obviously, that'll be a good result, eh?
For someone like me that's been through shoulder surgery, and I definitely feel his pain. You know, when you're passionate and you're driven about a sport you love, and it's just stopped for 6 months or something like that, it can be tough. But it's good to see he's in awesome spirits. There's just that mutual respect between both teams.
This month on DSTV Premium, the English Premiership is in full swing. Catch all the footballing action.
He's done it again!
Damian Lewis and Guy Pearce star in A Spy Among Friends, a thrilling limited series about a double agent.
Espionage going to be intoxicating.
And relive the masterful comedy of Key and Peele with both season 1 and 2.
You're feeling it!
It's your moment to be entertained by staying connected to DSTV Premium.
How do you find the perfect time? Is it in what we create? Or is perfection a form of art? Can we taste the perfect time? Move to it. Feel it. Or is it best enjoyed together? The perfect time is out there. Come with us to find it. Windhoek Draft. Perfect time, perfect beer.
That was something beautiful to see there from the rugby world. Well, now on to international news that is in globetrotting. Cape Town Spurs face equaling one of the DStv Premiership most unwanted records if they lose again tonight and suffer 6 consecutive defeats from the start of the season. Spurs are up against Lamontville Golden Arrows at the Athlone Stadium, still looking for their first points of the season after being beaten in their opening 5 matches of the new league season since their promotion up to the DStv Premiership. Only one team in the Premier Soccer League history has previously lost their first 6 games of the new season, but there will be agitating circumstances for Umtata Bush Bucks at the beginning of the 1999-2000 campaign. Impressively, the team from the coast also won the 5th set and celebrated their first win. Italy head into Wednesday's World Cup match against Uruguay in the knowledge that the South Americans will likely have targeted them rather than Pool A heavyweights France and New Zealand. The Italians kicked off their campaign with a 52-8 victory over Namibia, while Uruguay were competitive against a second-string France before going down 27-12. With 2 huge games against the All Blacks and then France on September 29 and October 6, both in Leon. Italy know they need to make sure of victory against Uruguay to go into those games with heads held high. Liverpool will approach the Europa League in the right manner and have the squad depth to be successful in both Premier League and Europe's second-tier competition, manager Jurgen Klopp said. 6-time European champions Liverpool have missed out on the Champions League for the first time since Klopp's first full season in 2016-17. They reached the final of the 2016 Europa League under the German, and he said reaching the title decider was the target once again. Liverpool kick off their Europa campaign with a trip to Austria's Lask on Thursday before hosting West Ham United in the league on Sunday. Well, this brings us to the end of today's Sport Wrap show. Do catch the show again tomorrow at the same time and place. From me, Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, it is goodbye.